Hi, this, and yes, this is another just me talking video, but right now, I'm really kind of slow on my videos right now, and I really just don't have anything to really talk about since, washing away that thing known as Adobe PC, but yeah. Um, anyways, I just wanted to I guess, relieve a few things on my shoulder. I got some good news for some of those comic book people readers out there, mainly in the DC Comics universe. But anyways, the first thing is that you've noticed that Google has changed their front page, and instead of showing your email address, they've decided to show off your actual name, and I hate it mainly because when I screen record my desktop, I it will literally go to my Google homepage and I can't show my name up there. Come on. And I also, it's bullshit, basically. It is just outright bullshit. For those of you who want to, you could just go into your that little weird mechanic thing on the side of your name and then go to account settings. And from account settings, just look for edit your profile info, and there you could just change your name and just do whatever you want. I personally wanted to change my name to fuck space off slash Google, but I don't think I didn't do it because I was afraid they would probably ban my account if I did that. But yeah, fuck off Google. Seriously, you seriously want to go into the same mistake that just almost destroyed the Battle.net over at Blizzard. Blizzard almost made that same mistake when they were trying to force everybody's real name and address to be shown on their forums, and that didn't exactly go too well. And then they tried to just make it just their real names, and that didn't work out so well. So now it's based on their character names. Like if you're on StarCraft 2, it'll be whatever avatar you create on there. And if it's uh, World of Warcraft, it's basically whatever your main character is name is. So yeah, that's actually 20 times more better than I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Well, also, yeah, in comic book news, I found out 5 months late on this info, but this is actually good information for me and for many people who hated the editorial job of Dan Didio. That Bob Harris is the new editor in chief of DC Comic Books since September of last year. It's 5 months old info, but I'm extremely happy to hear it regardless because Didio. I mean, let me just say, Didio. Technically, he wasn't called editor in chief when he came on. He was called the exclusive editor of the DCU. The original editor in chief was no more, and in fact, there was no name for the editor in chief. And technically, Didio was the editor in chief. They just gave him a different title and wanted to be more creative with the name, tried to outsmart Marvel Comics. And Didio was responsible for some of the worst fuck ups in DC Comics history. I mean, he was the one who thought that Amazon's attack in Countdown was going to be better than World War Hulk and Sinestro Corp War. He was in charge of Sinestro Corp War, Green Lantern, which was a part of DC, but Amazon's attack has been declared one of the worst crossovers in comic book history. Why Sinestro Corp, or one of the comics that he thought was going to fail, which started out as a single issue and then spread out into the Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corp storylines, was declared one of the best and is critically acclaimed. Jeff Jones has also went on to do uh, Blackest Night, which overshadowed Marvel so much that their rebirth of Captain America was literally shelved under the rock of who gives a shit. I mean, it was really a great story, and many people and critics have said that, if you're not reading Blackest Night, what the fuck's wrong with you, kind of deal. And that's funny because Didio did everything he could to shelve it. I mean, Sinestro Corpor is underrated because its sales weren't there, and mainly because he put all that promotion into both Countdown and Amazon's Attack, and trying to redo characters in horrible ways that, like Aquaman. I know that some critics like the new Aquaman, but I hated him. I mean, they finally made Aquaman into this badass character where he had this water-like hand, and instead they replaced him with some guy with black eyes that, and he called himself Arthur or whatever. All I know is the story sucked, and then later on they said they would fix it, and then they turned the original Aquaman into a giant octopus and then killed him. And the story just, Aquaman was just buried after that. Just, that was it. He was just gone. And nobody cared about the new Arthur. And Didio's fix was even worse than the actual bringing, than, redoing the Aquaman stories. And he's been known to do that, where he kills off B minus characters for no fucking reason. And and I guess, and of course, his last signature work was Justice League Cry for Justice, which was declared even worse than Amazon's Attack. Apparently, I wouldn't know because I didn't read it. Anything that Didio says is going to be a spectacular book is going to be a piece of garbage. I know it was supposed to be an ongoing series, but it slowly flustered into a train wreck and editorial mandates, which was pretty much blamed solely on Didio. Thank you. But yeah, Cry for Justice basically ended with the death of a well-known established character. I can't recall her name, but basically she was 10 years old and the daughter of a Green Arrow's son. He had a son, and I guess he had a daughter, and she was only 10, and they just killed her off for shock value. After that, little series came out next in the next following year. Bob Harris is now declared editor in chief, and Didio is giving more and more writing assignments, even though that they promoted him to president of DC alongside Jim Lee, who I think is doing a much more better job, in my honest opinion. Um, yeah, we finally got an editor in chief. I mean, DC's finally got an editor in chief after so many years of having the exclusive DCU editor. Whatever. The man was a fucking idiot. But, yeah. Sorry for my mindless rants and all. Didio, I'm hoping the rumors are true and that you're slowly being let go. Or, not mainly in terms, you're slowly being fired. Talk to you guys later.